This one is about feeling stuck. And by the way, do like and subscribe, much appreciated. Yeah, I definitely get my videos out there. I really hope, I trust my content is clear and concise, and yeah, it's inspirational. Anyway, this one, yeah, it's about feeling stuck. And when you feel stuck in your life, you are in a place that you arrived at. Nothing simply just happens. I use myself an example. 5 years ago, I, I basically, and I've had these experiences before too, so you get used to it. Is that people would say it's a way of life. It is and it isn't. It's like someone once said, that this guy was talking to his kid, and he said, his child, and he said, "Son, you're going to make mistakes. Just don't make too many." Right? When you get stuck, is because you basically walked into quicksand. Right? You walked into the mud, the mire, and you stepped in and you got a little bit too deep. And what begins to happen before you know it is that the mud begins to form like clay, and it holds you, and you feel you can't move. The rest of you can, except for your feet. Your feet is your movement. Okay. Like I was saying, 5 years ago, I was doing quite well. I moved from one city to the next because I was emotionally and strongly urged, and also because of nostalgia, and because also having to do with family stuff, a whole bunch of different variables involved. But I moved. I went against my better judgment. The thing is that I remember before I left to get on a plane, I was looking and I couldn't figure out what I was seeing, but I looked and it looked awful, like something in the spiritual world. It looked like shit. It really did. I couldn't really see clearly, but that's exactly what was going to happen. I was going to step into shit, and sure enough, I did. The thing is about being stuck in your life. If you're a person given to a higher um, state, you're growing. You're learning about manners and dignity, honesty. Not everyone follows that path, and when you make choices to go and be with certain people, they better match where you were before you got stuck, because they are going to change you. They are going to change your very environment, especially if you walk into their environment. It will start off slowly. There's an old saying in the Bible says, "A little foxes spoil the vine." It's the little tiny things that starts off that becomes so big and so unmanageable at certain points. My inspiration is that when I'm saying, and I trust it will hit home with you, is the steps you will take not to be stuck. Okay. Number one, pay attention before you take the steps. There will be enough speaking to you. There's an old saying that says, "When in doubt, don't." Listen to it. It's true. So much we've been given about the comfort zone and stepping out and taking risks, and people teach that. A lot of people are stuck in their life because they're afraid to do these things, right? But when you take those steps and you take those high walks that you think they're high, you could be stepping down. Nothing wrong with stepping out. Just make sure you're not stepping over and into the abyss or over a cliff, because steps are still steps. The people who you're going to surround yourself with at any given point in your life, they, if they're not growing and they're stuck within their ways, they're stuck in how they do things, they're stuck in chaos, they're stuck in giving themselves to being pushed back and forth, and they don't know what it is that has them in that dire state in their minds or whatever. You're sure enough to get into their state of mind. You can be as calm as you can. You can be a higher state spiritual being. You can You can walk into anything with confidence. I guarantee right now, the things that are not healthy will corrupt, will decay. That is the effect of it. Your choice and your very choices that you make in your life is the very legal foundation by which the stuck happens. The responsibility on your part is not be so willing to give yourself over to no matter what it is. No matter what it is. People will come along in their life, and well-meaning people, they say they're well-meaning anyway, and they have so much they claim that they can help you in your life. The thing is, if they're not doing it for themselves and they don't have the goods, you have to take a strong look at their life. You say, is this person really successful? Is this person do they have the stuff on paper that says that they are a good investment? And if they don't, they're only selling you something that's called stuck. They're giving you a opportunity to get stuck. There are so many different ways that we can get stuck in our life. Our minds will get us stuck. But the thing is about coming unstuck, it is that it is only a illusion to many ways, because it is a whole lot of the effect that has taken place of the stuckiness that is keeping you stuck. It is the stuff, the illusion, the fog that you experience before you enter into the stuck place. And the way metaphysics work is that your very scope, your very movement of your life is dictating manifestation. And if you get thrown off from true faith, and you get thrown off from true integrity, you will be guaranteed to get thrown off, because in so many ways you sinned against the very stuff that makes prosperity and success work. And another thing that begins to happen with being stuck is that you discovered you have given over a certain level of your power to the people, the situations, or whatever that got you stuck. Never ever give your power over. And one way you can do this, if you're a person of high faith, don't ever think it is ever a kind thing to propel someone forward whilst you sit there 10 steps back. Never ever set someone forward in their life, okay, unless you're going ahead or you're also going forward. This sacrificial bit in life, it doesn't work. The only time it ever really works is that when you are given to a situation that demands mercy, like a dog suffering, like someone going through a tough time and they really need help. It's a momentary thing that happens out of not out of premeditation, but out of it just out of nowhere. And I'm trying to find a word for it, but it just basically means that it just happens. And there you are. There you are to act as you would have done, like a kind and good natured person. Outside of that, people, when they get you to do the kind stuff to them, they're manipulating you, they're pulled you in, they've snared you until you are drained to become stuck. See, they don't care about the stuckness for you. I'm sure they've done it to many other people, and I'm sure they're very well aware what the stuck means. You had the resources. See, the thing is about people the people who rightfully deserve to be stuck in life, okay, they find ways, okay, to get empowered from staying away from that place by people who are willing to give over, and then that person ends up getting stuck. So I don't know how much inspiration I gave to you today on this, but my general inspiration is, unless you are going to be propelled by whomever you're going to invest in, if they're not going to be doing a whole lot for you, don't do a whole lot for them. There was a time in history where people had a deeper code of ethics and morality and decency. Those days have changed quite a lot. People who are very simple in their hearts, simple in their minds, are changing with the times. And it's only so many people who are not willing to change with the times. They're still hanging on strongly to decency, to manners, to kindness. And all of these qualities is what keeps you from being unstuck. Because when you become unstuck, and you will, it is your qualities that gets you unstuck. And God will always unstuck the person, okay, who is following good qualities. And sometimes he will leave you there to learn a valuable lesson as to what got you there. And you get it. At some point, you get it. You know how you know you get it? Is when you make a firm vow within that this is not going to happen again. And should it, God is going to give you the wisdom and the grace and the remembrance. Oh, you will remember what brought you to the place of being stuck. You all have a good day.